We are dispensing with the pleasantries and just diving into the thick of it. Welcome to another edition of NetHeads. My name is Will.
I'm Trent.
And Trent's coming from his regular location. I am where am I, Trent?
Well, you're at Kevin Smith's live show, sitting in the back green room, drinking a free Red Bull.
Because I must get through the night. Anyway, if you want to take part in the program, good luck. Do it through Twitter. How do they do that, Trent?
Hashtag NetHeads, just like Roller Dog NC did 2 hours ago.
Oh, there we go. And when he was checking to see, hold on, Trent, please trim down that long list of people that are involved in Twitter. And if you could just summarize for me again, who's interacting right now?
Well, right now, no one.
Excellent. Well, then I feel much better about this loose format show. Like you said, I'm actually backstage at Cobb's Comedy Club, and we're utilizing their Wi-Fi. If I'm coming across sounding horrible or the video's bad, too bad, because that's the only, and I mean only, recording of this event going on right now. So let's cross our fingers. Normally, you don't go into that situation. Also, I'm using a different microphone. This is a Nady USB 1C. It's a condenser mic, and I don't know why. I guess because, nope, I have no idea why, but it's got a blue light in it. Probably explain that one to me.
Probably so you know that has phantom power.
Oh, there we go. It does. It has power of the Phantom. Does that mean it's going to be in the new Doctor Strange movie?
Yes.
Okay, good. Anyway, so if you want to take part in the program, hashtag NetHeads. It's about the only way. Now, Trent, since we last met, two things have happened. One, the last show we did, number, what was it, 193? Or was this 190? I don't remember. We did so far. No, 194 was the last one we did, and since then, that video got published right away. Ooh, can you hear the cable car at all?
I can't.
It's too bad. Little environmental noise you don't normally get sitting in my studio. 194 was an interesting anomaly. So this next week is going to be even more interesting. I don't know if there is some sports team that's affiliated with the name NetHeads, maybe. But if you go back and look at our channel, I think the first video did number 193, where I more than once mentioned the fact that my video may have been inverted. That particular episode had like somewhere, I think last time I checked, 270 some odd views. And episode 194, our second attempt at video. And what are the number of views at now on that one?
Okay, so the last one had 204. The first one we did was 240 views, and then the last one we did was 3,102 bitches.
Ooh, I got a bad lag spike on my side, but it was a big number somewhere. Maybe.
What's
maybe
that?
Not. I just said I had a lag spike on this side, but hopefully it was a number still in the 3,000s.
Yep.
Yeah, so I don't know what search engine optimization we may have accidentally tapped into, but be very interesting to see what will happen this week for it. So especially considering last week I had that rant about expanding into things like YouTube to gain more exposure. You know what I mean? What if we're just suddenly tapping into the great Xbox market? Who knows?
Yeah. We don't have the science to know.
No, if only there were some type of analytics by someone that we could use to analyze these things.
Yeah.
It'll be very interesting. So for me, this week is going to be pins and needles for this particular show, but I think I'm going to try and do what I did last week, which is not look at all until Friday and then just crap my pants. I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, because here's the thing. If you're going to crap your pants, do it on the weekend, because you can go home and you can just wash it out. You don't have to worry about like anything else. Sure, you might sit in it for a while you're on the train, but when you get home, wash it out.
Yeah, exactly. It all washes off in the end, right? You know what's really cool about this green room is that it's actually split up into two areas. And the reason why I bring it up is because this is a hallway between the two areas, and they have something very interesting. There's a particular artist, I can't read the name from here, but it's tributes to all of the comics, I believe, that have appeared here that have since passed. So there's
cool. That is cool.
Robert Schimmel and the woman whose name Melissa Rivers, Joan Rivers.
Yeah,
And
the Joan
behind,
Rivers.
yeah, and behind me, that's a tribute there for Robin Williams. So, which is very poignant in San Francisco.
Did he live there?
Anyway, yeah, he was originally. I don't want to say from the Bay Area, but did the majority of his growing up out here. And actually, many of his homes were here in the San Francisco Bay Area as well. Nobody gives a crap about this, though. So I don't know. Do you think, Trent, is this a faux pas? Us doing a show up here while Kevin Smith is on a stage down there?
No, because there's the people that are in the stage are like there. They're not going to be watching NetHeads anyway.
No, I know that. I just mean, is this like bad form, bad etiquette?
Why?
Well, I don't know, man. I'm just riffing here.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, well, because the boss man's working downstairs and I'm up here. I just.
Oh, you mean you're like double dipping?
Yeah, but I'm not really. So I mean, no, I'm not double dipping. I don't think. I think we're clear. If not, well, if there's an ad run tomorrow, you'll know.
Yeah.
I guess. Anyway, so one of the things that we normally like to do that we cannot do right now is play the nifty little intro, and that's for Trent Tech. We like to talk about the tech news. Trent, give us some helpful tech info.
SummerSlam's going on right now, which has been really good.
Oh my gosh! No, wait a minute. SummerSlam. This is a wrestling event.
Yeah. This is it's the big two of the year. You've got the WrestleMania, and then in the summer you've got SummerSlam. And the huge news was that Jon Stewart was going to be hosting, and Jon Stewart moments ago just turned heel and used a chair to a foreign object to sway Seth Rollins into beating John Cena.
Oh wow! Are you Trent? I don't know if you want to. First of all, why don't you go ahead and explain what a heel is to those of us that aren't in the well-versed in the wrestling
so you've
vernacular?
You've got a face, which is the good guy, and then a heel, which is the villain. And Jon Stewart, his son is a big wrestling fan, and so he's always been involved with a lot of cross-promotional stuff. Even being in whenever they go to Newark, the Prudential Center, where the Devils play, he's always there to do some sort of tie-in with the WWE. And tonight, he straight up used a chair and hit John Cena in the guts so that Seth Rollins, the villain, could go in and win. It was crazy.
Okay, now in the past, you may remember I upset a few people by making mention of when the Undertaker had been defeated, the unstoppable, the undefeatable Undertaker. So are you scared about mentioning this on the air right now?
Now, the only one currently listening, at least via Twitter, is Fresh Doug, our good friend Doug. So no, not too worried about it.
It's probably because they're all in the audience right here.
Yeah, it's actually a good point.
At least because, let's face it, folks, if we're just catching, and not even at the coattails. I mean, we're at the fringe of a pair of jeans that the heel has just rubbed away. We're maybe holding on to a piece of that. So yeah, I think it is, if you think about how small a percentage of our audience is from Kevin Smith, or pardon me, more to the point, how our audience is a small percentage of his. Yeah, I think it's fair to say that we're just here for us right now, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
So, my question though, Trent, is when it's this type of celebrity involvement, is that considered, as long as it happens at the event, is it considered canon?
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Okay, so this is an actual defeat then on the record for John Cena.
Yeah, because the ref was incapacitated at the time and didn't see it happen.
Oh, okay. I have another question, Trent, too. If a podcast happens in the woods and it falls, is anyone there to hear it?
Just
no, wait, that's the wrong question. No, the question the next question I was gonna ask is, what does wrestling have to do with tech news?
Oh, it doesn't. I just wanted to talk about it.
I read it on the internet, Will.
Yeah, it was hashtag SummerSlam is trending worldwide.
Fair enough. So that would be considered a tech news item. Yeah, also, I think it may have been John Cena. I think he just hit a Make-A-Wish record as yeah. Why don't you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, he's done more, fulfilled more Make-A-Wish, visits or fulfillments than any other person ever. I'm aside from maybe someone that works for Make-A-Wish, but and he said, as long as the WWE will let him and Make-A-Wish will have him, he'll keep on doing them. But yeah, he just did his 500th. So these are the kids who are, for the most part, terminally ill and have one request. And most of the times it's, I want to hang out with John Cena, and he freaking goes and does it, hangs out with him, spends his own time to try to make a very dismal situation a little more bearable.
Wasn't he also in Amy Schumer's movie This Summer Trainwreck?
Yes. Exactly. Yeah. And it's funny because a lot of people say how he looks like Matt Damon, and part of the shtick is he's like, Matt Damon, I'm big enough I could eat Matt Damon.
Which is true. Anyway, so well, that's good news. I'm interested to hear that. I guess John Cena's star is just seriously on the rise.
Yeah. He's as big as they get in the wrestling world for sure.
Awesome. Well, yeah, he is. There's The Rock, who, as we know now, thanks to SNL, is in fact franchise Viagra.
Oh, totally, dude.
But John Cena, on the other hand, just seems to be a really good guy, and I guess we'll see him in the next Tooth Fairy movie from Disney or something, right?
I'm sure, yeah.
That's the next logical step if we follow the path that The Rock did. Anyway, what else is going on in the tech news, Trent?
That's about all I got.
Oh, well, I was kind of surprised the other day, if I may drop a little tech news myself. I was
by all means,
because I don't know if you recall, at the very end of last week, I started discussing the new partnership agreement that's been kind of set up between Google, Sprint, and T-Mobile for their Project Fi, which is it's a telephone service that traverses through voice over IP, whether it's on the network or it's on a Wi-Fi connection, and it's supposed to seamlessly transition consistently to give you the best cell phone and data experience. Something I've been looking for the longest time.
Right.
You live in, I'm sure you experience this too every time you go to Salt Lake City, or if you're in an area like if you went to an Aggies game, for example.
Yeah.
You have that many people in a small area, you overtax particular cell sites.
Yep.
And you may be looking at it and you're like, why is my phone just on 4G? I'm used to 4G LTE. This is bull crap.
Right. Yeah.
So I hope everybody enjoyed watching that. So Project Fi, obviously, it sounds like a great idea. The pricing plan they're using makes it sound like an even better idea. By the way, in case you're wondering, I'm constantly looking over my shoulder nervous because this really isn't technically my green room. So I don't know. Maybe Andy McElfresh and his wife could come walking in at a moment, because they want to relax 2.5 hours before the show or something. You never know. Anyway,
that's fine.
Another piece in the puzzle, I think, dropped recently, Trent. There was a news article. Once again, Google has partnered with somebody, and they apparently are making a smarter Wi-Fi hub for your home. One that they can automatically update to improve, and it also constantly evaluates your environment to look for the best signal possible. You're on a device, okay, case in point. I'm sorry, I'm going to take it there, but I'm going to. You know what? Deal with it. No, where's the one place you look at? Where's the one place you look at data, Trent?
The one place I look at what?
Data on your phone.
Oh,
you're utilizing your phone as your computer.
Oh, on the shitter.
Thank you very much. See, and I want to thank you for your honesty. Greatly appreciate that.
Totally.
So, me too. And in my home, we have kind of divided up the bathrooms amongst ourselves. I leave the master bathroom to my wife. She has that. There's another one upstairs. That one's mine. My daughter has chosen the downstairs one. Not that we're classifying her as a servant and she has to use the downstairs one. It's just the one she's chosen. So up in my bathroom, I get the worst Wi-Fi reception possible. So the theory with this device is that it would be able to see this poor connection because there would be latency between us, that type of thing. and it'll take a look at the environment to figure out why. And if it's something like a better channel, it like switching to a better channel would make the signal better. It'll do that automatically, and it'll do it seamlessly for the end user. So I think when you think about Project Fi, and now you learn about them trying to make smarter Wi-Fi, why am I unable to remember the name of something that I deal with daily in my job at work?
because you're not
access
at that job
point.
Right now.
Wireless access point. There we
go.
go. So wireless access, kind of like wireless access points and routers, but that's the gist of it. So everyone says that Google is Skynet, and I think this further proving yes. But that's not me buffering, by the way. I just like to stand here every once in a while and stare at the camera. I'm sorry. So what else is going on in the world, Trent? I don't know. That's all I had. I mean, technology speaking, for me, I think that's a pretty interesting endeavor as well. I don't know how much they're going to cost, but I tell you, I this weekend alone, I had to restart that Xfinity wireless access point and router, I think 2 or 3 times, because we've just been getting shitty coverage in the house.
From within the house?
Are you there, or am I all alone now?
No, I'm still here.
Okay. Once again, one of those wonderful internet spikes. What do you expect when you're hiding upstairs in a comedy club and leeching off of their Wi-Fi?
Exactly.
It's not all in roses. By the way, Doug Hawkster, not via Twitter, but Instant Messenger, is letting me know that given the circumstances, my audio is not too bad.
Oh, there we go.
Nice. Mm-hmm. So anyway, I am, as we've said numerous times, I'm here backstage in the green room, 9:30 tonight. There are still tickets available. If you're watching this live and by some remote chance in the San Francisco Bay Area, you can still get tickets to Edumacation tonight if you want to see Kevin Smith and Annie Milko-Fresh. And apparently the pain box from Dune, he's been making a simulated version of that. So that'll be interesting to check out.
the Gom Jabbar?
Gesundheit.
Isn't that what it's called, the Gom Jabbar?
I don't know the name you're saying. I thought that was the genie on Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Mecca like a high, mecca hidey ho.
Yes. My favorite thing, by the way, I don't know if you ever saw the original Pee-wee's Playhouse HBO special.
No.
But in the very end, one of the things they do is that they give John B. a wish for him to have hands. And he's all amazed, like, oh, I got something in mind. I've been wanting to try out with these. And then he goes away.
Shit.
I wonder what that was. But then again, if you just wished him hands, he's going to scratch his nose. What else does he have?
So was the original HBO special, was that like an adult content thing, or was it for kids?
No, it was an adult thing, which I thought was really interesting. But it was still done in the approach of a kid's show, if you will. It had all those elements, but there's one part where he hypnotizes somebody and then gets her to take her top off. Just she still had a bra.
Really?
Still had a bra on.
Holy shit! I have got to look this up. That sounds awesome.
Well, actually, it may be even more accessible, because I believe for the 20th anniversary, he redid the show, and I think it did air on HBO. I have to admit, I didn't watch it.
I am totally going to check this out. That sounds delicious.
Well, look at that. See, we're teaching you something at least every week with NetHeads.
Yeah.
That's good to hear. Trent, by the way, for those of our viewers or listeners or whatever you are now, I don't even know what to call us. If they aren't aware, you have reopened the brick and mortar side of Death Ray Comics. So I guess the question is, should we start featuring like weekly specials, or what's the appropriate thing for us, the NetHeads, to do to properly make people aware of Death Ray Comics?
Yeah, awesome question. If you just go to deathraycomics.com, I have a full listing there of everything I've got for sale on eBay. And then if you're interested in getting, a few comics on a subscription, anything that's over $30, as far as like when they compile up, I'll ship it out to you for free. Otherwise, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense for me to ship the comics out, because It costs money to ship stuff.
Yeah. No,
anyway.
Yeah, it's only cost effective up to a certain point, folks.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, exactly. But as far as the eBay stuff goes, oh man, I've like crazy freaking deals on there, including I'm sharing locations with a friend of mine who runs a skateboard shop, and he has this freaking sweet ass old school style cruiser Santa Cruz skateboard that has Darth Vader that's been laser cut and then inlaid onto the deck. And we put it up on my eBay. It ends tonight. The starting bid's $250. It retails for $450. If there's like a diehard Star Wars fan that is into like old school skateboarding, this is the coolest. Like even if you're not interested in buying, go check it out because it is seriously super badass.
Well, it sounds good. Actually, one of the things, because, okay, here's something I need you to help me with, Trent.
Yeah,
okay,
let's do this.
Because apparently I have a problem with it. Right now, I have something that I feel it's germane to the topic, but unfortunately, once again, it's about me.
Sure.
And I feel like every time people bring things up when they're talking to me, I find a way to bring up something, but it's about me.
Okay.
I don't know. So first of all, does that get perceived poorly?
In most circles, yes.
Okay. So let me get you. I'm going to give you Sorry, folks. Sometimes we just got to spitball these things out loud. Okay. So you've mentioned this really cool thing, the cruiser. It sounds wonderful, right? One of the things I've been doing lately, because when I get off of the commuter train at work, I'm still like a 20-minute walk from where my work is. So one of the things I'm drooling over, or mulling on, and mentally drooling, is these self-propelled longboards. Have you seen these?
Oh, I have seen like, and they've got like a handbrake and gas thing.
Well, original one, it was a the original one was called on Kickstarter. It was called the Booster Board, and since then there are people that also sell kits that let you do this to a regular longboard as well for about $300. Because I think the Booster Board or whatever it's called, those are like they start at $1,299.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's just outrageous. I mean, it kind of misses the mark, doesn't it, for being an economical form of self-propelled board.
Now, is it battery powered?
Yeah. You use it's the same technology you use for electronic, like RV cars and stuff, or RC cars. Not
okay.
RV cars. RV cars or RVs. RC cars, radio controlled ones.
Holy shit, they're running diesel through those things?
Yeah, 220, 225, whatever it takes. I think they start with like 25 amp motors and go up, and you can get the kits, but and then you have like a remote control, like you see for some of the more primitive RCs. You know, it's just like, because essentially you don't have braking so much as just acceleration and then not acceleration.
Right.
So that's one of the things I've been looking at. So I've been looking at a lot of how to build a longboard, so I can appreciate the craftsmanship that is going into what you're describing. So now that I've already gone and talked about the thing that is about myself, if this were reversed, how would you have worked that into the conversation?
I would have said, "Oh, dude, that's badass. Do you think it could be retrofitted to do?" And then I'd go into what those things are.
Okay, all right, noted. I'll take some notes. Write them down. I would actually. My phone's almost dead, but I will. I'll maybe you can send those notes to me as well. And
yeah, I'll put those in my Newton.
Yeah. Look, man. I don't even know how much of this
what a Newton is. I've tried explaining
actually
to many
going out. I don't know how.
And no one ever knows.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know anything that's going on. See, even that was just breaking up. Because, again, we're stealing Wi-Fi. And we're doing something in a space that nobody ever intended for this to be done in. So, I honestly, I have to go back and listen to the show to hear what you suggested, which is the reason why I'm like, can you just send me the notes? But Yeah, why don't you fax those to me?
I will. I'll type up a memo for you.
Let me be expressly clear, Trent. I would like you to send me a telephonic facsimile.
Yes, thank you. But with an X.
Transmitted at 2400 BPS or something.
Right.
2400 baud modem.
Make sure you got your dot matrix printer hooked up.
Yeah, look, and that if you think about it too, I mean, just in the last 15 years, how much the technology for internet delivery has changed. I'm actually sitting here bitching about the fact that I can't do an HD broadcast.
Right.
I don't know what the hell I was thinking. You know what I really like about this, though? It's definitely helping me fall in the groove where if we just go the hangout route, I know exactly what to do in order to shut up so that I know the camera is on you and I can scratch my ear or my nose.
Oh, it's almost like having like in the radio a mute button.
In a way, yeah. The only thing that would be even better is if right now I could see you, so that way if you were giving me a visual cue right now, like not to cut to you, or I see you flashing your junk on the screen, I know not to stop speaking.
You're like, oh, I gotta for some reason keep on rolling with it because Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'm right now, folks, in case you're wondering why I've been talking for the last 35 minutes straight, it's because I'm attempting to make sure there's not even a single break because for some reason Trent still has not sat down.
Trent's not wearing pants. Coming in from Twitter, we've got T. Kate who says that he is watching and to tell you to fire torpedo 1. You know, because of the ducks that look like firing tubes.
Send back 1 ping.
No, that's a ping, not Ming.
No, not a Ming. Nobody needs a Ming.
He's in Boston anyway, so it wouldn't matter.
By the way, is there? I mean, I just can't get over how much that guy is both the happiest on God, but also the most beat upon. I think out of everybody.
Sure.
On you know. I don't. Do you think if you were Ming? Well, first of all, let's not put you as Ming, but if you were in the Ming role,
yeah.
Okay. Do you think you would be able to hack it? You'd be able to stay in with that?
Oh, totally, dude. Totally. Yeah. I mean, for taking his licks, he's now a thing. You know what I mean? He's a blip on the map of pop culture. Totally worth it.
Yeah, and for all we know, based on the view numbers from this week, we'll get if we're a thing or not.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe we'll be blips.
Hold on,
and not just on a government
my headphone
website.
real quick.
What's that?
Oh, I'm just making sure I'm not in. I'm judging how much I can hear from the stage to make sure I'm not being heard on the stage.
Oh shit! Can you imagine?
Well, I mean, technically speaking, as we pointed out, there are these air ducts here, and I don't know if anybody notices, but these are also kind of conductors. How much would it suck if we were bleeding into the house system right now?
Oh shit!
Wow.
I
really think
you would have someone come in and tell you, right?
Yeah, that's where I hope so.
Yeah, someone would.
Right now they're paying.
Where the fuck is that coming
What's
from?
going? It's coming from inside the club.
What?
Actually, you know, when we think about it, when a stranger calls, because you know, with these hook endings, a lot of people like attribute that to M. Night Shyamalan, but really, wasn't when a stranger calls, wasn't that first kind of shocker turn of events?
Oh, dude, absolutely.
I mean, I can't think cinematically of another one, but then again, I have a very limited range.
And horror films aren't my bag. You know what I mean? Like, I appreciate it, but it's not like I'm lining up to see the latest Wes Craven flick. You know what I mean?
You know, the only time I ever got into horror movies, and this just goes ahead and shows, you know, my geek cred in some way, if I may claim it. I think by claiming it, you instantly lose it, but I'm going to claim it anyway.
Sure.
With the horror movies, the only time I got into them was when it got later in the run, and suddenly there are small elements of continuity, like with the Dream Warriors in Elm Street, or when you get into 3D, and then Chapter 4, A New Beginning on Friday the 13th. You know, suddenly you've got, the character transitioning into a new role in the new movie. So that's the only time I really got into them, though. They really aren't my bag either, just because, life is too short. I don't really need to scare myself.
Well, and I did hear recently that Robert Englund would be reprising the role for yet again another Freddy film. I want
as long as he's alive. Yeah, as long as he's alive, I don't really think you can let somebody else have that role, really, right?
No, because as soon as he dies, he'll just enter our dreams anyway.
Don't you put that on me, Ricky Bobby.
I'm just saying.
Evil on me.
I'm just saying, bitch.
I come in last night and like out of nowhere, or last night or Friday night, my wife put on Talladega Nights, and I'm like, this is the reason I love you.
Oh, I love that movie so much.
Yeah, and now, thanks to you, I always think of every time I hear I'm gonna come at you like a spider monkey.
Come at you like a spider monkey. God damn.
Yeah,
I seriously, there are a few moments in my life where I have absolutely lost my shit laughing. That's one of them. Another one was in Old School when Will Ferrell gets shot in the neck with the tranq dart. And he just comes out into the pool. Those are like two of the moments that I have just completely lost my shit. Oh my god! Thank you, Will Ferrell.
You got a dart in your neck. What?
You're crazy.
You're crazy, man. You're crazy. I like you.
I like you.
You're crazy.
But you're crazy.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that one too.
Holy
Definitely.
shit! Some of the best comedy ever.
Hey, by the way, Trent, have you had a chance to see the Ant-Man yet?
No, I haven't yet. No,
I finally got an opportunity to say it, or see it, not say it. You know what, Trent? I've got something to say about it. No, I don't. But I did finally get to see it, and I just got to say something. I like what Marvel is doing.
Oh,
they're stacking the deck. Because what they've done now for 2 seasons or 2 movie cycles in a row, they give us like the down and dirty kind of dark tone movie, and then later in the summer they give us the more lighthearted fun movie, but still slips into the continuity. And Ant-Man definitely hit the mark. The thing I gotta say too that I really like seeing is that I think certain elements that Edgar Wright brought to the project survived in there. There's a particular scene where the fight sequence is happening inside of a briefcase, and they accidentally activate Siri, and they're playing a Cure song. It's like there's that one. And there's also a character who's like always like recounting a story, and he always goes a little bit too big on the exposition. And I really kind of feel that had that Edgar Wright tone to it too. The only thing I got to say about it that I didn't like was that it seemed to go by too fast for me. That was the only thing. That was my only real gripe.
Yeah, it's interesting. Vulture magazine did a timeline of how the film started from its very beginning all the way down to where it was actually made. And it's interesting to see how the fallout that took place with Edgar Wright, and then after they went on without him, went back to most of the very original stuff that he wrote way back in 2005 when he first started writing it. Really interesting. Had they been able to work things out, he would have been able to go on and tell that original story that he first wanted to do way back in the day. Way back in the day, 10 years ago, but still, that's a long time in Hollywood.
Yeah, it is. And Ant-Man really was one of those projects that just seemed to go on and on and on until it finally got made. But thank goodness it did. And by the way, man, the post-credit sequences, you loved them. Just
really?
Absolutely adored them. Well, one of the things, there's another thing too that I really like. This isn't too much of a spoiler, but Hank Pym's wife, right? She's mentioned on screen. You see her on screen, but naturally we don't see her face. And even when they like show a picture of Pym and his wife, she just happens to be wearing a sun hat that's over her face. And I'm wondering, is that them stacking the deck because they're going to bring her back later and they haven't cast the role? Or are they just making sure that should they decide to go that route, they can?
So now this is Hank Pym. So this is the Michael Douglas character, right?
Correct. Which, by the way, dude, the beginning of this movie happens in 1989, and Holy fucking shit. It's 1989 Michael Douglas.
Really?
I shit you not.
So this-
It's just,
so
and
this
I'm not
is-
surprised.
Yeah, this is like the Wall Street movie, like Michael Douglas.
Yeah. And well, you know, I mentioned before, I think that when Winter Soldier was out, that the Haley Atwell character in that movie, you know, Agent Carter,
Right.
when she's laying on the bed and
Oh
aged,
my god, dude! Yes,
that's all digital. That's digital makeup,
which is
bro.
so crazy, so crazy.
Yeah, but then if you think about it, because of how much reference material they have for Michael Douglas, I'm not surprised they came up with this really creepy, realistic Michael Douglas paint job on him. Ooh.
Well, it's so if they do follow the Astonishing Tales comic books, Hank Pym had a wife, and she was killed, and then he ran into the woman who eventually becomes the Wasp, and she reminds him so much of his wife. That's his attraction to her. Is because his wife was killed. I want to say in Poland, early like second appearance of Ant-Man or something like that. But
MCU's going a different direction. MCU's going a different direction, but I think you'll like it.
I have no doubt. I have no doubt. Like everything they do, sign me up. I'm a fanboy through and through.
Plus, I don't know if you heard, but the second, like the post-credit sequence, is straight up, I think, a scene from Winter Soldier.
Oh shit, son. So
Mhm.
so that'll be for. So like the credit is a nod to
What did I just say?
movie, Winter Soldier.
I meant Civil War. I meant
Okay,
Civil
thank
War.
you. Yeah,
I'm
so
sorry.
Captain America: Civil War.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And
Hell yeah.
and the
Hell
cool thing is
yes.
I believe it sets up the way that they get to the point of bringing Scott in as the Ant-Man to the Avengers.
Oh shit! I hope they do. I really hope they do. And it's interesting too. Right now Nick Spencer is writing the Ant-Man comic book, and it is Scott Lang, and it has been holy shit, so good. One of the Nick Spencer, I mean, kind of a sleeper hit in Marvel, but it has been one of the best superhero parodies of superhero comic books, much like his last series, Superior Foes of Spider-Man was. But it's if you want a good comic book that you can jump into that hasn't been going on for very long, it's definitely one to check out.
Dude, I just watched a hippo go by.
A hippo?
A hippo, I think, or something else. Maybe there's a ceremony going on, and there's like a parade of people going by. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get so distracted. You
What's
know
a
me,
hippo?
shiny object. Ooh.
What's a
Never
hippo?
mind. Just
Is that
let's
like a
move on.
Koopa? Or a Goomba?
I mean, I'm probably saying the wrong thing anyway.
Was
Dude.
it
Don't
a
make me wallow
Goomba?
in it,
Was
please.
it like and walk by?
If it'll get us off the topic, yes, it was. Yes.
Sweet, we've got Goombas at Cobb's Comedy Club.
Please don't spread those.
Careful,
rumors.
Will. They like to hide in pipes.
I don't hear
Checking it
anything,
out.
but I'm not picking up anything.
Okay.
But that's it.
Well, sometimes you never know until it pops up.
Yeah, exactly. Something. Well, you know, something is
Hopefully
gumming
you've
up the
got
plumbing. Poor Luigi's in a
I was
bind.
gonna say you're gonna need a 1-up before you're done.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, sorry about that. Yeah, Ant-Man really good. Also, I got to see. Have you seen Avengers: Age of Ultron yet?
Yes, yeah, finally got to see that. In fact, the week before Ant-Man came out.
Dude, the post-credit sequence. We've come far enough, right? We can talk about this.
Oh, totally. Yeah. I'm trying to see if I can remember what it is.
It's Thanos, and he's all we see is it, like, we get this view that just like paper or something, and you hear click and you hear whirring, and you see the glove, the Infinity Gauntlet, come up, and then it opens up, and Thanos sticks his hand in, says, "Fine, I'll do it myself."
Yeah, exactly.
The only thing I can think of to make that reference make sense is that because he's a mad titan, maybe he viewed interacting with the people that have all the Infinity Gems beneath him, and that's why he was going through other machinations. What do you think?
Yeah. Well, and it's like the president has got shit going on, and so he's not like out controlling the drones himself to kill Al Qaeda, even though as much as he'd like to. You know what I mean? And let's say he had the capability to do it. He could go out there and rain hellfire down on those cave dwellers, but he's got other people to do that shit for him.
Dude, don't try and give me that line of crap. Every time we see this guy, he's kicking back on his floating Barca lounger and probably playing PS4 or Xbox One.
No shit, fucking Obama phones.
God damn it. Anyway, so I also finally got to see Age of Ultron, and oh my gosh, I think
yeah, dude,
I can understand why there were certain elements that were probably hard for Whedon to corral, because I think the stuff with Thor and the insight into the events that are going to lead to Ragnarok and the Infinity Crisis or Infinity War, but those really felt kind of hammered in. And one thing too, I know it's been well publicized since then. We've never talked about it. Apparently, the sequence that happens at the farm was one of those things where he had to give up other things in order to get that. But thank God he did, because one of the things this movie needed, I think, was kind of this humanization of these larger than life characters.
See, and I this is where I'm going to disagree with you, because the only thing that it did was humanize the only human of the bunch, which is Hawkeye, the one character that they've done the least amount developing. And then all of a sudden they're like, here we go. Look how he's had this secret life the whole time. And she's going to tell you how you need to do it for the kids and have humanity. All right, there you go.
But still, you got to admit, they gave Hawkeye a lot more to do with this, especially the whole thing. It's like, none of this makes sense. The city is flying in the sky. There are robots trying to kill us. I have a bow and arrow.
None of this makes sense.
That's a great line. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I'm sure for you it was heavy-handed, but for me, I kind of liked it because it also kind of gave us that insight into the plight of Banner and the the whole thing with Natasha. A lot of people took that thing one way, but I just kind of took it as another, because one of the things they say is when they're training these lady assassins, the graduation ceremony is sterilization, so that's one less thing they have to worry about, or the only thing that could possibly take them away from the lifestyle. And then she referenced herself as a monster, but I don't think a lot of people are saying that at the time they were like making it a point that like, oh, she's a monster because she's sterile, and I thought more it was just like she's a monster because she went through all of this and continued as that cold-hearted assassin. That's what I took out of it. What about you?
Well, no, yeah, exactly. And I think anyone that's steeped in the comics just looks to her past. She used to be a co-op with the Winter Soldier. Like, she worked for the Russians. She was trained by the Russians. Like, she's a monster because she killed people in cold blood. She straight up murdered many, many people. That's why she's a monster.
And she just loved killing.
Yeah, she just loves. Doesn't matter if they're old people, young people, innocent, not. Doesn't matter. She just loves killing people, and she's really good at it.
Oh boy, here I go killing again.
And Tony Stark and Tony Stark gives her weapons to do it.
Exactly. By the way, in case you don't know what we're talking about, Rick and Morty, folks, stellar season 2, so much better than season 1.
Whoa. Easy there, Turbo. You can't have a season 2 without a season 1, though.
Well,
that would be like starting Community with the Roll of the Die episode.
Yeah, but did you notice that in Rick and Morty there was a reference to that somewhere too? Oh, it was the one about the alternate
totally.
dimensions.
They show
TV.
Community.
Well, no, not even in the last
exactly.
one. I mean, in the one where the infinite. She's like, I don't know what we could do. Play Yahtzee, because that's what happened in the multiverse version of Community. They played Yahtzee.
Right,
Wasn't
right.
it? Wasn't it Yahtzee? Yeah. Anyway, okay. Well, Rick and Morty, check it out. Last week we also kind of hit on. Last week we hit on Mr. Robot. I don't know if you got to check it out, but Lynn Kalla on Twitter got a look at it and thanked us for a new addiction. So you're welcome. Happy to serve. Is there anything else out in the televised world you think we should advise the people of?
Gosh, I haven't watched a whole lot of TV lately. I'll tell you what I have watched is fucking brilliant. Disgusting People with Billy Eichner. This is executive produced by Amy Poehler. It's a Hulu original, and holy shit, it is so brilliant, so smart, so funny. If you're a fan of like Curb Your Enthusiasm along those lines, but more focused rather around like the pseudo celebrities, people who have become famous out of making fun of famous people. It is really, really funny.
You know, I'm glad you made that recommendation, because I know while I was watching, what else was I watching on Hulu? I was watching something. I may have been getting caught up or rewatching some Rick and Morty's, and that show ever. And I thought to myself, do I want to check this out? I'm not sure. I'm so glad you told me. I think, by the way, when are we getting season 2 of Kimmy Schmidt? That's what I want to know.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I feel like probably not until, did it start at the beginning of the summer?
You know, I don't know when it started. Time is nothing but a blur to me. It's a construct I can't really comprehend that well anymore, Trent.
Especially when we're like binge consuming everything.
Yeah, everything just kind of molds together. You don't have a reference anymore for what time of your life you watched it in, because you didn't have to wait 6 additional days to see the next installment.
Right, yeah, we would go through an entire season with the show, not a weekend.
What do you mean I gotta wait 6 more days? I don't understand. Gimme.
That's bullshit. But and it's funny because that's the way they're doing this show on Hulu, The Disgusting People, weekly, and it fucking drives me nuts.
Is it disgusting or despicable? I don't know. No, it's not despicable. It's got to be disgusting. Reprehensible? Just kidding. I can't remember the name of it, though. Okay, now I'm just being stupid, waiting to see if Trent's going to say something. Sorry. Trent, you know,
sorry.
We got started a little late.
Yeah, I was just looking up to see if it was disgusting or despicable.
Yeah, you're doing the good thing, because I don't know if many people understand this, but most of the time, one of the things that Trent has been kindly enough to do, if I bring something up, he's usually researching while we're doing the program. So if you think he's not listening to me, odds are, yeah, he's not, but it's because he's actually doing work. Unlike when I do it, if I'm not listening to him, I'm either just distracted or inconsiderate. And, Trent, for that, I apologize. Anyway, we're almost at the 7:30 mark. Okay. Well, as long as it's not my nutsack, that's fine. I'm thinking we should just wrap this bad boy up.
Save that for your nuts.
Okay. Well, that's how I make my milk. And if you don't know what we're talking about, you really got to listen to all the shows. So, Trent, I think we should bring this to an end. That way I can put away all the evidence and nobody really knows that we did this up here. Yeah,
it's like cleaning the house up before mom and dad get back from vacation.
Kind of, but the thing that excites me about this is that we're proving to ourselves. I mean, sure, everybody else on the internet is like, yeah, okay, well, 2010 called and they're more than well aware of it, but it's exciting to see that we can kind of do this anywhere we go. As long as you have a decent internet connection, which apparently I don't. So anyway,
which once Google Feed works, then we will, sons of bitches. Stupid Obama phones.
Good point. Listen to you, all the Obama hate. Trent, just because you
tell
look
me
like
about it.
He's here. Dynasty.
He's here to take my guns.
The sweet irony of it all would be if you actually didn't have guns. But please don't confirm or deny that one. Let's leave that a mystery.
No. Keep them guessing. That's my mantra.
Yeah, I like it. And we know that, too.
Very true.
So, actually, you know what, Trent? One of the things that have I talked about this on the air? I have this one crazy idea. I haven't let go of it, but I haven't acted on it. Okay. And I know I've told you about the idea, but I don't think I've said anything on air about it. Okay. But one of the things I would love to do would be to get my hands on an old Airstream for like, a reasonable amount, something that's already screwed up. It's good on the outside, but screwed on the inside.
Yeah,
and I've always
like
wanted
just
to gut
a shell of an Airstream.
Yeah, exactly. And I've always wanted to get one of those, throw a bunch of solar panels on the top, and then rebuild the inside so that it's a gigantic mobile studio.
Yeah.
Because then I can move the studio out there, and then I can make it like I could go with a cute white trash motif. Make a tiny little, the world's tiniest trailer park right there in my backyard.
You can put the pink flamingo, some banana grass out.
Yeah, oh no, not even banana grass. We'll just roll out some green AstroTurf and surround it with that white wire fence. The thing that looks like a whole bunch of what's that game they play with the mallets and the balls on the
croquet?
Like featured. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Looks like a bunch of croquet rings, but instead some like make we could put that up. It'd be real nice. But best of all, Airstreams are light trailers, which means my CRV could haul it. So where the fuck I would take this thing to remote broadcast from, but I want to do it.
Yeah.
Does that mean I just have a dumb problem? Why do I desire this stupid thing?
Hey, why are boobs good? You know what I mean? Why does the sun rise? Some things just are.
And to take it to the next stupid level, Trent, the other thing I'd love to do would be to also customize the side that the door is on, so that entire side is weather sealed, but can also be detached and lowered, so that way the trailer itself is just a stage. Think about it, just the way these food trucks pull up and sell food. Yes. We could sell entertainment.
Yes, yeah. We'd be like traveling gypsies, but instead of doing like a Shakespeare on the side of the road, we'd be doing NetHeads live and in your face. And the first thing that Chris in the studio would be the road trip to the live show in Utah. Yes.
If you think about it.
Yes.
Right. And so I could be broadcasting every stop, do a show. I mean, think about it, man. All I got to do is find a parking lot to leave.
And you do it while you're moving.
No, I think they might pull me over for that.
Hey, not if Trump wins, you won't.
That's right. By the way, did you see the one thing I love about the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon is that you don't need to watch the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon in order to get the good stuff from the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, exactly. You just watch the YouTube highlights.
Exactly. Did you see the YouTube highlight of Artie Lang on there last week?
No.
He said the best thing about Donald Trump is that he always sounds like all of his ideas sound like he's drunk. It's like, I'm going to build a wall around all of Mexico.
He's like if drunk uncle were running for president.
That's the way it seems. But man, I always wondered why the guy, always tap danced with this, with the ideas of running for president. But now I understand why, because I mean, look at the incredible hit the rest of his life has had to take because of this.
Oh yeah, dude. Absolutely. Well, exactly. Everyone's backing out of deals left. But here's the thing: when you're that crazy, it's eventually going to catch up to you. I hope. Fingers crossed.
Mm-hmm. Well, the thing I'm hoping is it's just another old white guy with lots of money and delusions of grandeur, and he may go the distance, but then it'll be done.
Yeah. Honestly, again, people, Herman Cain was also leading the polls at the beginning of the last campaign. So this too shall pass.
Folks, I'm going to tell you one thing right now. I'm going to make a prediction. One of the things we can do is we can be rest assured that as long as we're able to talk to Trent, and he has at least 15 minutes before every show, we can get the honest take on at least what the Republicans are feeling, just by him gauging the temperature of the candidates from the Utah perspective.
Oh, God, dude. Oh, man. Yeah, it's true. It's true. And boy, there's so much red blood here. You'd never know.
So what are we going to call that? Is that going to be the Polititrent?
I'd like to think we call it the Republican dipstick.
No, okay, we're just gonna put our dipstick into the Republican agenda. See what comes from.
If you're checking your oil, you got to put the dipstick in to see where it's at.
All right, sir. If you want to stick with that, from now on, ladies and gentlemen of the NetHeads Nation, I put it out there right now. Trent, I'm going to be quiet, okay? Give us a few different takes of Republican dipstick.
Yeah, okay. This is Trent Hunsaker, and I'm telling you to listen to the Republican Dipstick. We're going to give it to you live and uncut, just like I like my politicians. Alive and uncut.
I really appreciate that. Okay. That was like a complete spot. I'm looking to create a sample for people to do jingles to. Okay. So
sure.
Just give me a few different takes of the Republican Dipstick. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. The Republican Dipstick. Yeah! Or there could always be like, the Republican Dipstick. Obama can take my guns.
Okay, good. Those are good, I think, options.
And maybe it'll change. Maybe it'll just be like the dipstick or the political dipstick. We don't know. It can evolve. It can move. It can be fluid.
But in the interim, NetHeads Nation, you have your samples. Go make us a jingle that we'll be able to play next week when I'm in the studio again.
Yeah.
Anyway, there were other stuff that came to my mind, but I can't remember it now. So we'll just tip off here. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. Thank you for watching or listening, whichever it is. Be very interesting to see how this week is going to play out. We can either all celebrate together or just shrug and go, "What the fuck happened last week?" Which I'm wondering if it'll happen. We'll see.
Yeah, well, and shout outs to Mayor.
Plug before we go?
Yeah, just shout outs to Mayor Beertown, RLE 116. Someone named Robert England that is not Freddy Krueger. Miranda Janelle, T. Cates, That Fracking Cat, Dougie Fresh, all the rest of you. Thanks for listening or watching, whatever you were doing. Thank you. Thanks for being here live.
Yeah, especially since we were up against not only a live Kevin Smith show here in San Francisco, Q&A going on right now, but also we are up against Fear the Walking Dead tonight, Trent. Yeah. There's been a Walking Dead marathon. Yeah, and SummerSlam. But I was thinking more that the other thing that would take our demographic away would be the premiere of Fear the Walking Dead, which is it's a Walking Dead sister show, but it's also kind of like a prequel because it's back at the launch of the virus when it first comes out, whatever this Walking Dead virus is. So that's what we're up against.
Yep.
I think it's set in LA too.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Anyway, it'll be interesting to go back and see what this show is like, since that's the really cool thing about it, though, if you think about it. I don't think I'm considered the hub per se. I think you're streaming to the Hangout. I'm streaming to the Hangout. So odds are the only person that's getting hit with the true lag spikes is me, and that's what I hope. But it'll be fun to see how it pans out.
Yeah, I think so.
Anyway, folks, until time, another lag spike. Let's try that again. My name is Will.
And I'm Trent.
And you've been trying to watch another edition or listen to NetHeads on smodcast.com.
Smodcast.com.
Yeah, it's much better when you do it.
Smodcast.com. I don't even know what's happening now.
When did you become a gold miner?
Yeah,
what happened there?
Smodcast.
Nation.
There's podcasts up in them hills.
Yeah.